you all to today's special lecture program. Today is World Environmental Day. On this auspicious day, we are going to hear a lecture about nature. Dear friends, what is nature? It's God creation of God. Everything is nature, isn't it? Even we are a part of nature. Am I right? Then what is true nature of the nature? Yes, this is a topic of today, and the special lecturer is Professor Rajathi Kasinathan, MSc B.Ed, MSc M.Ed. Professor Rajathi Kasinathan of Jayakondan has served and retired as Assistant Director, Deputy Director in Education Department. She is instrumental in spreading Sky Yoga in various schools in and around Anna Nagar, Chennai. She is very much service-oriented. Dear friends, let's hear what she is going to tell about true nature of the nature. Welcome, Professor Rajathi ma'am. The field is yours. Kindly, you can start your lecture.
For your greeting, ma'am. Okay. I want to share my screen. Anyway, thank you for our senior professor Balachandaraya for giving me the chance, this wonderful chance to deliver the speech on true nature of the nature. Friends, you are all welcome. And thank you, friends. Thank you for all joining and ready to hear my speech. Okay, shall I share my screen? I am sharing my screen. Yes, is it possible for you to see the screen? Are you all viewing the screen? Any one of you? Ma'am, Bharati ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Rajathi ma'am, it's visible, ma'am.
Okay. The topic today is true nature of the nature. What is nature? That is, objects and events are perceived by our senses is nature. We are perceiving so many things now. We are seeing, hearing, and everything is nature. The objects and events, what are all perceived by our senses is nature. Then I want to ask something to you, that is, what is the source of the nature? The source of the nature is the absolute space. We all know from Vethathiri, that is the dark matter. This absolute space is manifested into everything. The nature is manifested from the absolute space, that is from the dark matter. But this picture, I have shown one picture now. This picture is Hadron Collider project. This is one project which was taking place in Geneva of Switzerland. With 10,000 scientists are working here, and hundreds of universities and hundreds of countries are taking part in this project. What they are doing here means they are with the help of some scientific instruments, they are want to know what is the source of these neutrinos. That is, while they are doing this research, what happens? The neutrinos has been evolved. The neutrinos may be the God particle, but they are naming this one as ghost particle. Okay, this God particle, what is the source of the God particle? That is their aim, but they are not able to invent that one. That is, the source of the God particle is absolute space, no, but it is not possible for them to know the source, because what they are doing, they are inventing, that is, they are discovering all these things with the help of scientific instruments. But the scientific instruments are made up of energy particles. That's why it is not possible for them to know the source of the dot particle. But if they put all the scientific instruments apart, and if they sit for meditation, and if their this mind level comes to this delta level, means it is possible for them to know the source, that is to know the dark matter. But they are searching by spending so much of time and energy. But our guru, our guru is reciting one poem about this dark matter. Why I want to tell all these things means because the nature is evolved from the absolute space. The absolute space is actually the true nature. Are you able to get it? That is the absolute, from the absolute space only, everything has been evolved. That's why I have taken this poem from our guru. Our guru recites one poem. In that poem, the formless remains when the form is removed. Silence rules when sound is removed. Darkness reigns in the absence of light, and static remains when movement ceases. From the poem itself, it is not so difficult. The sentences used and the words are also easy. But I want to tell something about this poem. That is, if we remove the forms are having four parameters, that is volume, force, time, and distance. If we remove these four parameters, means forms will be removed. So formless, then what will be there in that universe? Only the formless will remain. If we remove the sound, means to remove the sound, we have to remove the air. So if we remove sound and air, means what will remain? Silence will remain. And also, if you remove the light, means if you remove the light, what you have to remove? You have to remove the fire, that is the dense air. If you remove the fire and the dense air, means darkness will be there. So also, if you remove all the movements, ceases means stopping all the movements. If you remove all the movements, means what will remain? Only the static state remains. That is the dark matter. To want to know this dark matter, these scientists are doing that kind of, here in the previous slide, I told one thing about that Hard-on project, colliding project, Hard-on colliding project. In that project, they want to know these things, but our guru is reciting in this poem. He has explained everything in a simple language. Okay, then which is mightier, medium or object? That is, I told about the dark matter, no? But some persons will ask us, what is there in the vacuum? Nothing is there in it. It is only the space is only a vacuum. They are saying, some people are saying like that, but actually it is not vacuum. Because why I'm saying this, you also know all these things, because the earth is having millions and millions of tons of weight. You know, the sun, it is 3,33,000 more than the earth's weight. And there are so many stars like this, millions and millions, billions of stars and billions of galaxies. Everything is floating in the space without any effort. Effortlessly, they are floating. And they are revolving around in their own orbit. That's why our guru is asking this question. The one who holds is bigger, or the one who stays in it? Which one is mightier? Because the space is mightier, because it is holding everything in its medium. So to make us to understand this one, our guru is asking this question. Okay, so we can able to understand. The picture is also shown here, the black thing is space, and this planets, this moon, and this one is, it may be blue in color, so green in color, so it may be Mercury. All the things are floating in this medium, that is space. So space is definitely mightier, no? And from this one is the true nature. That is, from this dark matter, from this absolute space, everything has been manifested. That is the nature, what we are seeing, that things are manifested only from the dark matter, that is the absolute space. Okay. And I want to tell something about these characters of the absolute space. Because the absolute space is mightier one, definitely we must know these characters of the mightier space. That is, it is having plenum, force, consciousness, and time. What is plenum? Plenum means everything originates from the absolute space and grows in the absolute space and functions within it. It never departs from it. That's why it is plenum. It never reduced in size, because everything originates in it, grows in it, function in it, and never depart from it. So it is plenum. Then what about that force? That is this absolute space is having some compressive, self-compressive pressure force. That force, that force gives energy to all the living and non-living things in the universe. Then consciousness, this absolute space is the true nature. Actually, I am telling this absolute space as true nature. I think you can be able to understand that true nature is absolute space. Okay. Then this true nature is, that is the absolute space is having consciousness. What is consciousness means? Consciousness means order of function in everything and everywhere. You know, there are so many celestial bodies in the universe. Everything is revolving without colliding each other. Its own orbit. They are revolving in their own orbits. That is the consciousness. That is because of the consciousness of the absolute space. Not only that, I want to tell some more examples, because we are saying this consciousness as God. No, that's why I want to say something about this consciousness. You know, we are having one urinary bladder at the Swadhisthana region. You know that? Kidney filtrates for 1 minute 2 to 3 drops of urine. The urine will be stored in the urinary bladder. At the end of the urinary bladder, we are having one hole. That hole was protected, that is guarded by one sphincter muscle. If there is no muscle, sphincter muscle in that region, means what will happen? The urine, for every minute we are getting 2 to 3 drops of urine. That urine will wet our dresses. Is it comfortable for you to live in that condition? Definitely it is not. Okay. So I want to tell one more example. That is, in the womb of the mother, the baby was in the amniotic sac. In that sac, the fluid was there. That fluid is known as amniotic fluid. If some shock or something has happened to the mother, then this shock will be absorbed by the amniotic fluid. Okay, and that's by that the baby will not be affected, because the shock will be absorbed by the amniotic fluid. So the baby won't hurt. Okay, so this is the consciousness. This is the consciousness in us, which is protecting us, which is benevolent to us. No, one more example, one simple example is that we are having 5 fingers in our hand. These 4 fingers are directing in one direction. The thumb is directing in another direction, the opposite direction. If the 5 fingers are facing the same direction, means is it possible for us to hold the any things? It is possible for us to hold objects. So it is the consciousness. The consciousness is everywhere. It is working within our body. I have given 3 examples about how the consciousness is working in our body. Okay, time. Time is also a character of this one. That is the absolute space. This absolute space is having this self-surrounding pressure force. It is having that kind of force. That force, what happened to that means the force will expand and contract. Expand and contract. For one expansion and contraction, there is a duration. No, that duration is the blink of an eye. It is the time equal to the blink taken place by our eye. Okay. So time is the duration between one expansion and contraction of the divinity. So these are all the qualities of divine. And then manifestation of nature. How nature has manifested. Sorry. Okay. This nature is having, I told you in the previous slide itself, this absolute space, the true nature. What it is having means it is having self-compressive pressure force and also querying movement. That is, I told that querying movement is also there. This self-compressive pressure force and querying movement makes the divinity to crumble. It will crumble. The divine will crumble and form tiny bits. That bits is known as formative dust. That is the God particle. That is the Paramanu. Our Guru has given these names to this God particle. That is this formative dust. Whether it is Paramanu, whether it is formative dust, whether it is God particle, everything is same. Okay. This God particle, this formative dust, what is the thing going on means the compressive pressure force makes the dust particle to rotate in a high speed. At the time of rotation, when the formative dust rotates, it will give some force. That force is repulsive force. The compressive force itself acts as a repulsive force here. Okay. So compressive force and repulsive force is the same, but compressive force, when it compresses the formative dust, it becomes repulsive force. Okay. Then what is magnetism? This formative dust, if they are rotating in a high speed, no, because of that compressive force of the absolute space. So when it was rotating in a high speed, it produced friction with that is friction with that static stat, that is absolute space. So magnetism is evolved. Okay. Then I want to tell the structure of how the elements are formed. How these elements are formed, because the scientist has discovered 92 elements. No, these elements, where from they came? Only from the absolute space, only from the true nature. These 92 elements came, that is discovered by the scientist. It is only with the help of, that is with this absolute space, these materials, these atoms or elements are evolved only from the absolute space. We are having 4 types of energy particles. No? That is electron, proton, neutron, and black hole. No? In the previous slide, I have told about this formative dust. That formative dust conglomerate, that is combined. It combine, but it won't merge. It come closer and closer, but it won't merge. Why it is not merging? Because it is having repulsive force. That's why this may be conglomerate, but this formative dust won't merge. So this formative dust conglomerate and form the energy particle. That energy particle is Akash. In the states of matter, we are saying on Akash, no, that Akash, that ether is this combination of the conglomeration of the formative dust. This formative dust, it conglomerate and form the energy particle. The energy particle, if it rotates in a high speed, for example, if it rotates 1 lakh rotations per second, means it is electron. After some time, it will rotate for 75,000 rotations per second. Why the rotation is reduced means, because after rotating, it was rotating and rotating, at that time, the formative dust came out of that energy particle. That's why the speed will be reduced. So rotation come down, that's why it is 70. For example, I'm saying, if the 75 rotation is there, it is known as proton. If the rotation comes down in lesser and lesser, means it is, if for example 50,000 means per second, means it is known as neutron. If there is no rotation, every rotation is ceased, means what will happen? Black hole. That is our dark matter. So from formative dust, conglomeration of formative dust gives rise to electron, and then proton, then neutron, and at the last black hole. Whether it is electron or proton or neutron or black hole, everything is what? Everything is energy particle. The difference is that because of its rotation, that is because of its repulsive force. In proton, the repulsive force is less. In neutron, it is more than proton. In electron, it is more than a neutron. That's why these 92 elements are formed only from the this absolute space, that is true nature, that is the dark matter. Okay. Then states of matter. States of matter means we know these things. Agashya, fire, water, and solid are states of matter. I have given the picture also, this, but I cannot able to see this one. I cannot able to move my cursor to that region. Anyway, the first one is Akash. That is, it is put as the ether, and then air, fire, water. This one is solid. These 5 states of matter, how it was evolved. The conglomeration of the formative dust, previously we have studied, we have in one slide, we have known about this formative dust. The conglomeration of the formative dust become energy particle. That energy particle is known as Akash. Okay. If this energy particles combines, if one proton and one electron is there, then it is hydrogen. If two proton and 2 electron is there, then it is helium. If 3 electrons and 3 protons are there, then it is known as lithium. Just like that. If 7 electrons, 7 proton is there, then it is known as nitrogen. Up to 2 to 7, this formation is known as air. If 8 electrons, 8 protons, and 8 neutrons combine together means it is known as fire or dense air. What is water? When hydrogen and this oxygen, this dense air combine if they link together in a different way, then it is water. Then I want to tell one thing about the consciousness of this absolute space here. You know, if oxygen and nitrogen combine means what will happen? Only nitrogen dioxide or nitrous oxide, that things will be evolved. But it is due to the this benevolent, that is love and affection of the nature, the hydrogen and oxygen is combining. Okay, that's why we are able to get water. That is the benevolence. That is the love and affection of this absolute space towards us. Then solid. If the molecules, that is, if the energy particles in the water come closer means by losing its repulsive force. If the repulsive force is less means they come closer and closer, then this dense water solid will be there. Okay. I want to tell something about this Panja Tanmatram also, because the previous slides I told you that this formative dust, when it rotates, it gets friction with absolute space. So magnetism is evolved. I told that no. So if the magnetism evolved in the Akash means it is pressure. If the magnetism is in the air means it is sound. If the magnetism is in the fire means it is light. If the magnetism is in the liquid means it is taste. If the magnetism is in the solid means if it is in the solid state means it is known as smell. For this, we have got all the sense organs. For smell, first arised one is pressure, that's skin. Second one is for tongue, taste. Third one is light, smell, sorry. Third one is smell. Fourth one is light, that is for eye, and sound for ear, taste for tongue, and smell for nose, and pressure for skin. Okay. So these things are evolved only from the absolute space, that is from the true nature. Okay. How the living and non-living beings arise from these states, 5 states of matter, no? Akash, air, fire, and water, and this one solid. How these non-living and living things arise? You know, the 5 states of matter, if they conglomerate, that is combined together in a holistic proportion means, I am not definite about the holistic proportion, but I have heard one thing, that is 12.5% of water, 12.5% of solid, 12.5% of air, 12.5% of this one fire, and 50% of Akash means that is holistic proportion. I have known from someone else, but I am not definite about this. Anyway, holistic proportion, if takes place means then living things arises. Living beings will be evolved. Then if the non-holistic proportion, if the 5 states of matter, it is if in non-holistic proportion means it is non-living things. Whether it is non-living or living, everything has consciousness. This is the something different of our guru. That is, No one told about the consciousness of the non-living things. You know, I have put one picture. This picture is about the crystals of copper sulfate. These are the color and color of the copper sulfate is like this color. Okay, this copper sulfate is an inanimate. That is, it is not an animate thing. It is not a living thing. If copper sulfate is away from us, we won't get anything in us. If we take the copper sulfate to our mouth, then what will happen? We will be died. Okay. Why this is happening? Because the consciousness in the copper sulfate is not making any harmony. That is, it is disturbing the consciousness within us. So we are get into death. Okay. That's why our Guru is saying, not only the living beings, non-living inanimate things also having consciousness. This is the innovative thing of our Guru, Vethathiri Maharishi. Okay. Then evolution of animals. You know, previously we have seen the 5 states of matter combined in a holistic proportion means living beings will be evolved, you know. Then the first one is plant. That is, if the 5 states of matter combined together means the plants will be evolved, you know. It is one sense, only touch is there. And then what will happen? And then from that, if the seed is not put into the land, then worms will arise. Like that, 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents beings will be here. That is the evolution of the things. It will take time. That's why I have to cut that one. Anyway, from 5 cents species, we are evolved. How we are evolved? How is it possible for us, for a human to be evolved? Because, you know, there is one self-imposed law of nature. That is, it won't take place. It is not possible to take place. That is known as the self-imposed law of the divinity. The divine consciousness breaks the self-imposed law. What happened is, what are the 3 rules? That is, different species do not mate. If different species mate means fertilization won't occur. If fertilization occur means the offspring, that is the progeny, will be sterile. These laws are broken down by the divine consciousness. These 3 are the self-imposed laws. It should not be broken down, but it was broken down by the divine consciousness itself. So we are evolved. 2 different species, I don't know, monkey and one another species, it may be that lion like Yari, they are saying like that. I am not definite about it. Anyway, this lion and this monkey are 2 different species. They mate and first human evolved. From the first human, we are evolved. So we are all brothers and sisters. We have evolved from the first human. So you or me in another form. We are all evolved from God. No, you are evolved from the absolute space. No, that's why we should not do harm to the, you know, there is one word known as namaste. Namaste, what is the meaning of namaste? I bow down my head to the consciousness that is the God in you. That's why we are saying that word. Namaste means I bow down my head to the God in the God in you. That is the word, meaning of the word namaste. So we are evolved from the divinity itself. Actually, we are all transformed divine, transformed God. So we should not harm to anyone. You may ask why we are all gods means why we are all these pains and miseries. Because the imprints of animals, the imprints of animals and thoughts, words and deeds, we are doing against virtues, this morality, duty and charity. We are doing against these things, these words, deeds and thoughts. If it is against virtues means what will happen? The self-compressive force of the divinity compress it and imprinted as indelible records. It cannot be erased. That kind of records will be there in our genetic center. If we do against nature means we will get all the records. Okay. So due to this only we are getting so many miseries and pains. Not only that, we are having sin imprints in our genetic center, no? That is having one specific gravity. Specific gravity means, this gold and this platinum is at the deeper layer of the earth. But this one is aluminum is in the outer layer of the earth. It is due to their specific gravity density. Like that, we are having sin records. If we eradicate our sin records by doing meditation, introspection, and hearing the philosophical elucidations, means our sins will go off. By doing karma yoga, by all that things, our sins will be reduced. Then we will get a higher level of life. That is after, that's why our guru, he was born in a poor family, no, but he removed all the sin imprints from his genetic center. That's why he has raised to the level of Maharishi. That's why we are here. Okay. So we must be these things. I told in the previous slide, about this one, this structure of the atom. These things should be included in our curriculum. Then only it is possible for the students to understand in a better manner. These things should definitely be included in our curriculum. It's a must. Then these ones, you know all these things. Okay, I will go to the last one. Okay, so nature is benevolent. That is, it is showing love and affection to every beings. So if we live a virtuous life, if we can able to get everything from the nature, from this COVID-19 itself, we can able to understand the nature's action of the nature by destroying so many things, so many these plants and all the things we have destroyed in such a great way. No, that's why we got all these things. So we must follow the two paths. That is. We have always saying that rule, no, I in my lifetime will not create pain to others. To the extent possible, I will remove the pain of others. That things we should not, we should reciting these things, but we should adapt that one. If we adapt that one, our sin imprints will go off. If we do meditation, our mind frequency will come down. And that's why also by expiation and by superimposition, and by dissolution, definitely we can able to dissolve the sin imprints in us, and we can live a better life. Okay, thank you all. Thank you for listening patiently for such a time. Thank you for Balachandaraya, our senior professor, for giving me the opportunity to deliver the speech on the heading True Nature of the Nature. Actually, true nature means I thought that dark matter, that absolute space is the true nature. From this absolute space only everything, these states of matter, these atoms, these inanimate things, these animate things, everything is evolved from the true nature, that is from the absolute space. And our Guru had given so many practices for us. Let us do all the things in a great way and get benefited. Thank you all. Thank you. And then I want to tell one thing about this ma'am, no, that Agila ma'am had given this topic to me. I confused which topic to take at the time. Agila ma'am told me this nature, true nature. You take this topic, then it may be a good thing. She given me the topic, for that I will thank her. Thank you all. Thank you for giving me the opportunity for for our professor, senior professor Balachandaraya, and such a kind of greeting given by G.K. Bharati ma'am. For that also I am bow down my head to her. Namaste ma'am. And everyone I am saying namaste because we are all transformed gods. I am bow down my head to everyone because we are all transformed gods. Thank you very much. Thank you, Agelama. And thank you, Bharati ma'am. Thank you for each and everyone, because I don't know the names of I know the names of only Bharati Amma and Nikhilama. Okay. Apart from this, I want to thank Kirti Vasan sir also. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for displaying all these things. Okay. Thank you for everyone. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you, Professor Rajathi ma'am. That was indeed a wonderful lecture. Yes, true nature of the nature you have truly explained well, madam. Hats off to you, madam. Over to you, Balchandran Ayya, for your
Ayya, வாழ்க வளமுடன் ஐயா.
Yes. Thank you, Rajathi, madam.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you.
Yes, we were talking about nature, but I think it was the higher side, talking about Brahmanyanam. I don't know how many people will be able to immediately absorb it, but at least it will start making them think about there is something beyond all that we are seeing as objects. There must be something beyond that. What is that? It is that curiosity which Vedathiri Maharishi made him to think and bring such a new philosophy. All religions have been talking about it, but what is that one source? Still, there is a gap between science and spirituality. And that's what is being tried, that we'll be able to link it. So as she said, that we have, everyone is divine, but why are we behaving like this? We have both animality and divinity in us. So spirituality is nothing but bringing down the animality and raising the divinity within us. That's all. So that is the process all of us are going through. Yes, it may take quite some time for the whole humanity to do it, but at least let us be, few people start working towards that. That is the objective of the satsang. Satsang means talking about the truth, talking about the true nature of nature, as the topic is given to us. So thank you all for listening, but feel free to give your views, your comments, or questions. She should be able to discuss on that.
yes, this is question and answer time. Floor is open to you, dear friends. You can raise your questions, any doubts you have, that also you can ask. Akila ma'am.
Yes, வாழ்க வளமுடன். Ma'am, who explained very well how this absolute space got manifested into this universe. And the law of specific gravity is also well explained, ma'am. Good job. Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Anyone else? Kindly, you can just raise your hand. We want to hear your voice, dear friends. Please come out. Whatever you need to ask, you can ask. We are all here to help you. Just it's a discussion after all. Please do participate. Okay.
Anyway, if there are no questions, Bharati madam, you can do the general announcement as to that time we have our meditations morning and evening.
Yes, sir.
And the Sunday special lectures, and then we can close it.
Dear friends, thank you all for participating in today's program. Thank you, Professor Rajathi ma'am, for your wonderful lecture. Professor Balachandraya, for your continued guidance. And dear friends, it's you. You are the in charge. You are the reason for all these programs to be to come out well. Thank you all, dear participants. And also tomorrow, Monday, you have meditation, Surya meditation, morning 6 a.m. Indian Standard Time and evening 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Every day we have got meditations. Kindly do participate and also bring in more of your friends and relatives to this Sky Yoga Circle. Again, next Sunday, we will be having another special lecture by another special professor. Please do participate on Sunday also in large volume. Thank you all, dear friends. Be blessed by the divine.
Ma'am, one person.
Someone has asked a question.
Oh, yes. Okay, ma'am.
Put one question, ma'am. That is, if our true nature is to be sattvic, then why is non-veg food accepted by few?
So if true nature is to be sattvic, then only non-veg food accepted by few.
Yes, only veg food is beneficial to us, but they are habituated to that non-veg foods. That's why they are taking. They are not able to understand if they take the food means what will happen, and then the sin imprints of that food. That is, if they take some kind of food, that is whether it may be some animal food, means that animal is having the sin imprints. No, it will also get into their genetic center. So they are adding their sin imprints again. Not only that, if they kill that animal, means that animal will get some kind of harm. No, it will be some harmness and some kind of pressure is there, no, in that animal. It will be harmed. That thing also become a sin for the peoples who ate that food. So it is because of their habit they are eating that kind of food. But it is better. It is for us. It is better to avoid this kind of food. Sattvic food we take means we can not only getting the sin imprints warded off, and also we will do our meditation in a better way. No, that's why. That is the thing I know. But Aya knows everything. Well,
You're right, madam. Once we come into spirituality, gradually we ourselves will become will try to take only sattvic food. We will gradually change. Our thoughts will make us take only sattvic food. That will come step by step. That is the greatness of spirituality. It will just drag us into only good things. And so your answer is very good, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Nehar Rai Mathur,
I wanted to add,
you are satisfied, I hope.
though we say that we have come from divine, but again, as Rajathi madam said, we have come through animals. We have not come directly. So we all have animal imprints in us. And wisdom has not yet dawned fully. So it's more by habit. We drink coffee, we know it's bad for health, but we can't avoid it. You see, so even though what is good, we know that we should not tell lies, but we are not able to live up to it. We know what is correct, but we are not able to reach. There's a gap between what Swamiji says is what is habit and what is wisdom. There is a gap always. So some people by tradition, they have been taking non-veg, maybe in those areas only that was available. They were not having vegetation. So that habit is there. So it's difficult to immediately change. So let us all work towards spirituality. Each one of us first identify the negativities in each one of us and try to correct. So in that way, any person, as he starts understanding the truth, he will slowly change. But it will take time because habit is very strong in us. Okay, and environment needs. So many factors are there. So Swamiji gives time to everyone. So he's not forcing. By force, you cannot change anybody. The spirituality has to come from inside. So we'll bless them also, and things may change. Okay? Thank you.
Ms.
Thank you.
Nehar Rai Mathur, hope you are satisfied with the answer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. Madam.
Very nice presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, I think we can conclude the session.
Anyone else? Okay. Thank you all. Let's meet again with another special lecturer on next Sunday. Till then, please stay safe and also attend daily meditation session. Thank you all.
Be blessed.
Thanks.
Madam, sir.
I told them.